Good morning, YouTube. It's man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, can you believe it? We're just a day away from the weekend. Time is flying by. Can you believe it's already Thursday? I tell you, it seems like days just go by faster when you get older. And school's always started for the kids. I used to remember back those days. Summer's over, it's time to get back to school. Sometimes I miss it a bit, especially when we were young. But life marches on. So anyway, we have some show coming up this weekend. It's a new show. Well, actually, I think it's new for me because I didn't pay attention to it because I don't think it had women's physique added to this season. But this is the Tupelo Pro. Now, it's in Mississippi, and it's something interesting to find another show outside of the typical places like New York, California, Texas, Florida, where bodybuilding has a foothold in. And Mississippi I think it's a new place, and it's a great opportunity. And I'm not too far from Mississippi. Maybe in the future I might go check the show out. You never know. So anyway, the list is out. And then when I originally posted on my IG, there's a slight change to the list. So there is a name that's added to it. So for this video, I will mention his name. First we have here is Elena Avalos Romero. And, as you know, Miss Romero, she was at the Tupelo Pro. She's been an Olympic qualified athlete since 2023 when she last competed. And, she took fourth at the Tupelo Pro. I was kind of surprised. I thought she placed a little higher, maybe top 3, or even take second place. But, the judging is sometimes different depending by show. But this might be her opportunity to get her second Olympic qualification. One lady here I had a guest on my channel before, and that is Shamika Cash. Miss Cash, has been competing for a good while. She took a step back a few years ago. She came back and last competed at the Arizona Pro in 2022. And then, it was in figure. But now she may return to physique, doing at least 3 shows. So I think it's going to be her 3rd show. She did Atlanta, she did Chicago, and she did Texas last weekend. Amazing physique. I mean, amazing lady. I think she has great conditioning. And, can you believe this lady in her 50s? I wouldn't think this like this. Next up we have is a lady also had a guest on my channel. And that is Alyssa Coppolino. Alyssa, she's been to the Olympia in 2018. And, she's really been trying to get her way back. This is going to be her, I believe, her 3rd show since she been competing. She last did Tampa. And also, I believe she did Toronto, because she lives in Canada. Amazing physique, great lady, has great aesthetics. I'm hoping she does well at this show, maybe get in the top 5. Next up we have is Samantha Emery. Now, Miss Emery, she's been a guest on my channel also. It's great. There's at least quite a few ladies who've been a guest on my channel competing at this show. Now, Samantha is a natural competitor. She's also from Canada. And, can you remember in an interview, I found out she used to be 5'0". Wow. But also she's planning on competing in the Ben Weider Natural Show that's coming up in, I think, next month, I believe. Also, we have here a lady from my home state of North Carolina. She's right down the road from me. She lives in Fayetteville. And Fayetteville is just, I still have my older sister and my nephew still lives up there. And it is Luciana Escuelan. Now, Luciana, she last competed at the Ultima Classic. I saw her did an interview with my man, David Female Body Inform. Lady's been around for quite some time. She's a coach, trainer, she's a mother, and also she's a former naval officer. She was enlisted in the Navy. And to all our enlisted people and military service vets, I like to say we appreciate the sacrifice she made for our country. Next up we have is one Miss Farrah Faulkner. I forgot the name wrong. I apologize. Now, she's been competing for a good while. She took a step back a few years ago, and then she came back last year and competed at a few shows. I know one lady who knows her is a friend of hers. That is Amanda Patak. And I was hoping maybe in the future I might get her on for an interview. Next up we have is Linka Fornikova. Now, Linka has been a 2-time Olympic qualified athlete. She last competed in 2022, I believe. And since then, she's been trying to get her way back. Present physique, she's done, this is, I believe, going to be her 5th show. I know she did Imperial, she did Portugal, she did, I think she did Atlanta, Chicago, and now she's doing this show. And I think with this show, I think I think it might be a battle between her and Alina, because they're one of the few women who are been qualified for the Olympia in the past. Next up was a young lady I had a pleasure of having on my channel also, lovely Santana Francisco. This will be Santana's pro debut. As you know, she earned her pro card back in 2022 at the North Americans. We've been in contact for a good bit. Recently, she was living in Oklahoma, but I saw that she moved to Texas a while back. She's a nurse. She's also started her own YouTube channel where she talks about health, mental health, and stuff like that. And I'm very proud of her. I hope she does well this show. I think she has a great physique. I think I can really see here a strong comparison between her and Shamika Cash in a way, personality wise and also physique wise. Next up we have is Modessa Habib. As you know, Modessa, this is going to be her second show in the U.S. Usually, last few years she's been competing in the movie overseas, but with so few competition opportunities in Europe and other countries, everybody comes to America. She has a great physique, great look. I know recently saw she got married some time ago, and I think she's a very attractive lady. This is a good example of muscle and beauty. I've done quite a few of my flex and sex appeal with Modessa. I think she is very wonderful. I hope maybe I can get maybe with her too. Next up we have is Matika Heldrith. If I got the name wrong, I want to apologize. Now, she last competed at the St. Louis Pro. She was one of 5 competitors. As you know, the St. Louis Pro will not have women's physique next year. The promoter has dropped it because there's so few competitors. But compared to Pittsburgh and a couple of shows, you did pretty good. 5 people, and especially how long it takes for these ladies to get in condition and get ready. But like I said, that too would pass. She lives in Mississippi, so this is right here in her backyard. Next up, we have, as I call her, the little sweet herself, Janetta Johansson. Now, as you know, Janetta, she has been a competitor in the past also, and she last competed at Texas Pro, where she cracked the top 3, and that's pretty good. I think now this could be a 3 battle between probably Alina, also Linka, and most definitely Janetta. It's going to be, I think you have quite a few competitors overseas competing in these shows. Next up we have in women's Lorena Lafleur, and she turned pro about probably last year. And this is going to be, I believe, her second show. No, I believe her third show she's turning pro. I believe she did either the Imperial or the Portugal. I'm trying to remember, but I know I saw on the list before. Next up we have is Paula Ranta. As you know, Paula was a figure competitor, but she switched from figure to women's physique this year. Press physique, this is going to be her 5th show. She's done Imperial, which took second to Sandra, Sandra, I'm going to call Sandra Kate because I hate to try to mess up her name. Then she didn't do too well at Portugal. Then she did, Tampa, Texas, where I believe she cracked the top 5, and now this show. She's still young, just, I think, 25 years old. And that's the thing, that's the advantage of youth. You can go all day, all night. I remember when I was young. But I still believe she should have took the year off before she started to switch over to women's physique. Her condition is good, but she still needs to work on her size. But like I said, it's always what the judges look for when they see. Next up we have here Shea Queen. Now, Miss Queen, she made her return after taking some time off. So that's going to be 2021. This is going to be her second show. Press physique, greatly. I've been in contact with her. Maybe I get the chance to do an interview with her. I'm just crossing my fingers and wait after the shows. Now, here we have is Diane Schneid, who follows me on social media. She's originally from Germany, but she lives in New York. Great physique, multiple-time competitor. I think she's been to Olympia before. Like I said, I got to check her record. Because like I said, a lot of physique competitors I don't know as well. Next up we have is Natalie Sparrings. Now, she is a doctor out of the UK, but actually I think she's American, but she lives in the UK. She last competed at the Atlantic Coast Pro. She also competes both in Masters and Open. This show is supposed to be also a Masters and Open show, but they don't have Masters for women's physique. So I hope the doctor does well. And next up we have is Michelle Suzazi. I'm sorry if I pronounced her name. Now, I believe she turned pro also last year at the North Americans, and this will be her pro debut. So we have at least a couple of pro debuts at this show. So, and I think this is a show for great opportunity for competitors who live in the South, who it's hard for them to get to the shows like New York, or even, well, Florida's not too far, depending on where you're staying at. But this is a great opportunity for those competitors in the South who want to get the shows a little bit more closer. You don't have to go too much out of your way. Now, one person who I thought might do this show is Elisa Kissling, the classic queen herself. As you know, she took second to Zama Banta at the Texas Pro. Great physique, great, young, great posing. You know, she won Best Poser. I think that shocked some people who thought that a certain person who was there should have been one Best Poser, but you know what the judges are looking for, what they like. There's a debate that she may be considering maybe go up to women's bodybuilding in the future. She should think about it, because whatever physique has developed, and she's not too, she's not that small compared to like someone like Michaela Aycock, who both of them compete in the same division, when they're coming up, and pretty much about the same size. I think she has potential for women's bodybuilding, but it's up to her if she wants to go or not. And one more is a lady who's been a multiple-time Olympic competitor, and I thought she might try to do a show because it's also a little closer to her in Florida, and that is Judy Feldman. But Judy, she took second to Zama also at Tampa Bay, and there's only maybe about 3 more shows left that can get her Olympic qualification. There's the Arizona Pro, there's the Legion Sports Fest, or there's the Daytona Pro. That's right there in Florida. Or another show that she go overseas. That's the Europa Championships. That's in UK, but I doubt she'll go overseas. So she's either going to try to do the Arizona, or just try to wait for the Daytona, which is in her backyard. I believe Daytona is about within the guideline for the Olympic qualifications ends. But Judy, I'm a fan of Judy Feldman. I think she's amazing physique. I hope she finally picks a show that probably get her Olympic qualification. Now the show is going to start tomorrow. It's a pro-am show, meaning the amateurs are going to be first, and then the next part is going to be the pros. As you know, the show's also, as I saw the list, it's both not just open but also masters. And I think, like I said again, they probably do either the masters and first, like they do with the Tampa and Chicago Pro, or they do the amateurs first. It's all up to how they do it. I mean, like I said, these are new promoters for me. I don't know much about them. I know a lady who I interviewed, Katie Galati, who just got her pro card, a while back. She's going to work as one of the expediters for this show. So maybe I get in contact and give me some information. But I do want to say, like I said, there's no pay-per-view that I know of. I checked and looked. I didn't see it on their website. If you're a competitor who is there, that follows, if you can maybe send me some pics or something like that, behind the scenes stuff, I really appreciate it, because this show can use some attention and promotion, especially on the end with it for people who want to follow this sport. So if I'm gonna send out a request to some of the ladies who I know, and maybe they can give me some information. It's really going to help the show out, especially it's a new show, especially women's physique. And maybe in the future, maybe add women's bodybuilding. It's all up to the promoters, and also if you can get somebody to cover the money for the sanction fees. So anyway, you want to check the show out. I will see if I can find some information on it. Yeah, if they do have pay-per-view, I will post it in the video. If not, best thing to do is just follow certain competitors that are competing in the show and see what information you get from them. And this is man on George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.